pushing other people.
Oh, yeah.
These are the people you know, right?
Yeah.
If you start to get nervous, just look over their heads.
Yeah.
Don't look at them. Look at the wall. Listen here. You're up. You're ready to go.
Is it organized?
It's 10 o'clock. It's 10. I know it's 10 o'clock. No, we're going to start. Okay.
Good morning, Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat Shalom.
and welcome to Monmouth Reformed Temple on the occasion of Rosie Conway's bat mitzvah. We welcome family, friends, and congregants alike, and it's a special pleasure for me. Rosie was one of my students in 6th grade last year, and to see her all grown up now, coming to Jewish adulthood. And I'd like to invite her parents, Reed and Amy, to come up to present her with her talit.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav lehitatef bat tzitzit.
So to continue our welcome of Shabbat, I'd like to orient you a little bit. We'll be using the blue prayer book, Mishkan Tefillah. Remember that the prayer book goes from right to left in the Hebrew direction. And if you have an electronic device, could you please power it down and be present in the service. And we have a wonderful video being made of the service, and photographs were taken. So we ask you not to do any of that during the service, and to make sure everything is silenced. Our opening prayer is Ma Tovu, which is in the top right-hand corner of page 290. So many of you are visiting our congregation today, and we're so glad you're here, and we hope that you will participate. So first I'll teach you our opening prayer. Ma Tovu traditionally is a counting song. The words in the opening verses were used to make sure there were 10 people ready to pray for a minyan, which we have more than enough today. So let's first say the Hebrew. Repeat after me. Ma Tovu, Ohalecha,
Ohalecha,
Yaakov,
Yaakov,
Mishkenotecha,
Mishkenotecha,
Yisrael.
Yisrael.
And if you want to know what that means, you look right underneath, and it says, how fair your tent, so Jacob, your dwelling, so Israel. And if you don't yet know Hebrew, on the left side of the column has the transliteration. So here's how it goes on page 290. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov. Everyone try that.
Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov.
Ohalecha repeats. Ohalecha Yaakov. Then Mishkenotecha. Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Back to beginning. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov. Ohalecha Yaakov. Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov. Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. V'ani berov chaz Everyone say Matovu. Matovu, Ahalecha Yaakov, Ahalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Matovu, Ahalecha Yaakov, Ahalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Adonai ahavti mehon ve'itecha u'mekor mishkan kevodecha v'ani eshtecheve ve'echrava erecha lifnei Adonai hosi. Matovu. Matovu, Ahalecha Yaakov, Ahalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Matovu, Ahalecha Yaakov, Ahalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. V'ani tefilati lecha, Adonai et ratzon. Elohim berov chazdecha, aneini bemet ishecha. Last time. Matovu, Ahalecha Yaakov, Ahalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Matovu, Ahalecha Yaakov, Ahalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael.
We now invite Rosie to the lectern to lead the service.
We are on page 291.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe. With divine wisdom you have made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs, into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life, were one of them to fail, how well we are aware. We would lack the strength to sustain life before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of our strength and health.
Baruch
Atah Adonai,
Rofei Kol Basar, Mafli Ba'aso. Page 292. So again, I'll say the Hebrew, you repeat. Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata Bi, Tahorahi. This means the soul you have given me, O God, is pure, reminding us that we strive to have a pure soul and to keep going back to that pure soul. So here's how it goes. The word Elohai gets sung twice. Elohai, Elohai. Everyone try that. Elohai, Elohai. Then it goes down. Neshama, 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 Shenatata Bi. Everyone try that. Shenatata Bi. Again goes down. Tehorahi, Tahora, Tehorahi. That's the whole prayer we sing together. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata Bi, Tehorahi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lasech vivina lahavhin bein yom ubein laila.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, brakat haaretz al hamayim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin mitzadei gaber.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten la'ev koach.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hameir sheina me'enai utnuma me'af apai.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzelem Elohim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani bat chorin.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael bigvura.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah.
Amen.
We continue on the bottom of page 298. These are the things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, graciously dealing with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. We continue on the bottom of page 301. Baruch Shamar v'haya ha'olam Baruch Hu Baruch Osef v'Reishit Baruch Omer u'Roshet Baruch Gozer u'Mekayim Baruch Merachim al ha'aretz Baruch Merachim al ha'briot Baruch Meshalem Sachar Tov Li'Reav Baruch Hai La'ad V'Kayam Nal Netzach Baruch Hodel U'Matzil Baruch Shemo. Blessed is the one who spoke and the world came to be. Blessed is the one. Blessed is the one who continually authors creation. Blessed is the one whose word is deed. Blessed is the one who decrees and fulfills. Blessed is the one who is compassionate towards the world. Blessed is the one who is compassionate toward all creatures. Blessed is the one who rewards the reverent. Blessed is the one who exists for all time, ever enduring. Blessed is the one who redeems and saves. Blessed is God's name. With songs of praise we extol you and proclaim your sovereignty, for you are the source of life in the universe. One God, life of the universe, praised and glorious ruler, your name is eternal. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign, who is glorified through praise.
Baruch atah Adonai, melech kula v'tishbachot.
We turn to page 312. Please rise.
Yitzchaka v'yitzchaka shemei rabba v'yalmad yivrach yiratei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayakonu yomechonu chayedecha ben Yisrael ma'alav yismagarim v'yimeru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach le'olam u'le'mi al-maya yitvarach. Yitvarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitvaram v'yitnasev yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei nekudisham le'ena mikol birchata v'shirata tishbechata v'nechemata namira me'alema v'yimeru amen.
Baruch et Adonai hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvorei choshech oses shalom uvorei et hakol ha'meir la'aretz vladarim alecha barachamim uvtuvo michadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reishit ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai Kilam b'chochma asita, mala ha'aretz kinyanecha, titbarach Adonai Eloheinu, al shavach ma'aseh v'reish yadecha, v'al me'orei or sha'asita yifarucha sela, or chadash al tzion ta'ir, v'nizkechu lanu Mechera La'oro, Baruch Atah Adonai Yoter Hamorot. We continue on page 314. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes, more welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning, my Torah, my special human gift is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch Atah Adonai Yotzer HaMorot. We continue on page 317. O God, inspirational and guide for all, you've spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear, in every land and every age. Your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways, and yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity.
Together,
We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will.
Gratefully we recall the lawgivers and prophets,
the psalmists and sages of Israel. And joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we would turn to you and find purpose. May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, and their passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth. Baruch Atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Yisrael b'yahava. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha v'techa u'leftecha b'derech u'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafo b'einecha u'v'taftam al mezuzot b'techa u'v'isharecha Leman tiskeru vasitem ekol mitzvotai vitem kiddoshim lelokechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lichiot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Please turn to page 321. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. We continue on page 322 with our Song of Freedom.
Shirach Shashi Beku Gehudim Leshim
Our service continues with the Amidah, the Tefillah, a prayer that we begin together, but we end in silent contemplation, meditation, talking with God. The Amidah is the central prayer. We begin on page 323. If you are able to rise, please do so.
Adonai,
Sefatai tiftachu v'ya.
Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotinu v'Imateinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanara, Ehud, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Mekonei Hakol, V'zoher Chaser Vod V'imahot, Mehi Gula Divnei Bneihem, L'man Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Moser Mashiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, V'Yisrael Tzara, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechir Kol Atah, Rav Yehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayev HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Samich Noflim Dofek Odim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayim Emunato, L'Shenei Hafar, L'Chamoch Abad Givurot, U'Mido Melech, Melech Levi Tu'Lechayeh, U'Matziach Yeshua, V'Ne'eman Hatan HaChayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. We're in the middle of page 326 with our prayer of holiness. Nekadesh et Shimcha ba'olam, Deshem Shimat Deshem Oto B'Shmei Marom, Nakatuv al Yad Nevi'echa, V'Karazel Zeh V'Amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzeva'ot, Melech ha'aretz, Kivodo, Adir, Adirena, Adonai, Adonena, Mahadir, Shimcha b'chol ha'aretz, Baruch Kivod Adonai, Mimkomo. Echad hu Eloheinu, hu Avinu hu Malkeinu, U'sheyenu v'hu yashmi'enu, Rachem aleinei kochai, Ani Adonai Eloheinu, Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohai Yichzion, L'tov Adon, Hallelujah. L'dor v'dor nagigan lecha, V'netzach yitzchana naqdish, V'shichachana heina mipenu lo yamush, Ve'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'il HaKadosh.
Please be seated. We continue on the bottom of page 328. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed.
We are on the top of page 329, singing the joy of Shabbat, Yisbechu. And if you want, you can clap along with the tambourine as well. Yai Bram Bamai, Shabbat, Shabbat, Yai Bram Bamai, Shabbat. Yisbechu b'malachutecha. Yisbechu b'malachutecha. Shomrei Shabbat, Shomrei Shabbat. V'korei onegonik Shabbat. Shomrei Shabbat, Shomrei Shabbat. V'korei onegonik Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat. Kulam yisbehu ve'yitangu mituvecha. Shabbat, Shabbat. Yai Brahmamai, Shabbat, Shabbat. Yai Brahmamai, Shabbat, Shabbat. Yai Brahmamai, Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat. Yisbehu ve'malachutecha. Shabbat, Yai Brahmamai, Shabbat, Shabbat, Yai Brahmamai, Shabbat, Shabbat, Yai Brahmamai, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat.
On page 330. On this Shabbat day, as you graciously receive our prayers, help us to hear your call. Grant us enough health to fulfill our duties and the compassion we need to attend to others. Teach us humility that we may perceive our own faults, and grant us the wisdom to be forgiving of others. Give us the courage to be true to our highest selves and the charity to see the best in those around us. Give us patience enough not to become discouraged, hope enough to overcome all fears for the future, and faith enough to know your presence. O source of blessing, look with favor upon us. May our offerings be acceptable to you. We praise you, Adonai, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yir'ah ya'abod. We now invite Reed and Amy to the bima.
We are on page 332.
For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations.
Modim anachnu lach.
For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons.
Modim anachnu lach.
For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements.
Modim anachnu lach.
For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression.
Modim anachnu lach.
For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared.
Modim anachnu lach.
For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom.
Modim anachnu lach.
For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose.
Modim anachnu lach.
We pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds.
Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lehodot.
We'll see you in a few minutes. We now continue on page 334 with our Song of Peace.
Sim shalom, tova u'bracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu. ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, barcheinu yotzreinu kulanu kechad, ve'or panecha, kivor panecha netata lanu, Adonai Eloheinu. Back to the top. Sim shalom, tova u'bracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, torat chayim, ve'ahavat chesed, ve'ahavat chesed, u'teda'ata u'bracha v'rachamim v'chayim v'shalom. Sim shalom. Sim shalom, tova u'bracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, ve'tov, ve'tov, ve'yenecha, ve'varech emcha Yisrael, ve'cholit u'chol sha'a b'shlomecha. Sim shalom, tova u'bracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha.
We now take a moment for individual silent prayer. You can choose one of the selections on page 336 or 337, or just speak to God in the words or the thoughts or the pictures that are in your own heart. We now prepare for taking the Torah from the Ark. Please turn to page 364. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Torah service, it's only a Jewish adult who is permitted to read from the Torah. And so we mark Rosie's entry into Jewish adulthood as she will read from the Torah. Please turn to page 364 and rise.
Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai ve'ein kema'asecha malchutecha malchut ha'olamim u'memshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai ilach le'olam Adonai os le'amo yitein Adonai yivarech et amo v'ashem
time that Rosie and I came to MRT was on a random Friday night Shabbat service. I don't remember the details of how we ended up on the bima, but during the prayer for the sick, 5-year-old Rosie started pirouetting in front of the ark. I was mortified. At the shul I had grown up in, which I loved, this could never have happened, especially during the Mishavera. I went to grab Rosie's hand and tell her to stop when the rabbi whispered to me, "We love that here." And sure enough, I looked around the congregation and no one had batted an eye. I shared this story because Rosie clearly knew the minute we walked in that this was her place. Fast forward 8 years, and here you are on the bima again, though not pirouetting, making me, Dad, Nana, and Papa, and our whole family proud by becoming a bat mitzvah. Rosie, you are a warm, kind person with a quirky sense of humor. You are a steadfast and true friend, and the embodiment of the Jewish value of chaverut, which means friendship. All we have to do is look around at all the people here celebrating with you to know that's the truth. You are also nothing if not tenacious, or said another way, stubborn. From the time you were a toddler, this was a defining quality of your personality. When you were almost 3, we decided it was time for you to stop using your pacifier. And no surprise, you wanted none of that. We tried various methods, including telling you that the pacifier fairy needed passies for the new babies who were being born. You asked why the new babies needed yours. Couldn't the passy fairy go out and buy new ones for them? Then someone, probably one of the college friends, told me to cut the tip off your passy so you wouldn't want it anymore. We did that, and you still wanted it. So we cut more off, and you still wanted it. Eventually, there was nothing left of the passy part, and you still tried to use it, but it kept going pop right out of your mouth. When you realized it was the end, you handed it to Dad and me and told us, "This is the worst day of my life." Rosie, that persistence, that quality of never giving up on something you want will serve you well in life. I believe your tenacity is what got you here today, leading the Shabbat morning service so beautifully, along with my nagging. Rosie, I'm so proud of you. My prayer for you is that you will always feel that MRT is your place, and that you will continue to learn about and take pride in your Jewishness. I also hope that your commitment to chaverut and your unwavering determination to get what you want stays with you as you mature. I have no doubt you will achieve whatever you put your mind to. After all, you were able to convince me to get a dog.
Multiple.
Yes.
Hi, Rose.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
You're doing a very good job. I'm going to tell you a little story. So when I asked Mom to marry me on the beach in Jamaica, after she took forever to answer because she was so surprised, she got a thoughtful look in her eyes and she said, "I'm Jewish and you're not Jewish. If we have children, it's important to me that we raise them in the Jewish faith." I had not given it much thought to that point in time, but I loved Mom and I loved her family and I loved the family traditions that had become a part of my life over the 2 years that Mom and I had dated. So I said, sure, if we have children, we'll raise them in the Jewish faith. And now, 21 years later, and 13 years after you came into our life, I could not be happier that we made that decision. Watching you grow up at MRT has been a joy. From the friends you've made here to the times you've blown shofar at services, not only here at MRT, but also at the atrium, to the look that Nana has on her face when she hears you recite prayers on Shabbat. I've never doubted that raising you in the Jewish faith and joining MRT was the right thing for our family. I used to ask Nana and Mom all the time, why do you do this? Why do Jews do that? Do all Jews do it? Where in the Torah does it say you have to do that? The Torah has 1,000,000 rules in it, really 613. So why do you follow some and not others? And Nana would try her best to explain things. But often the answer ended up being, because that's how my mother did it. And over the years I've learned that there are really 2 parts of Judaism. One is a covenant that God made with the people of Israel thousands of years ago. But just as important are the hundreds of years of tradition passed down from generation to generation. In the case of the Sukkaniks and the Kirks, these traditions have come from places halfway across the world, from Russia and Romania, across oceans, through wars, and now they have landed here in Monmouth County, New Jersey. where today you are becoming the next person in the Sukkot Kirk family to keep these traditions, and someday with your cousins, you will pass them on as they've been passed on to you. And what are some of these traditions? Some of them seem big, like doing Tikkun Olam so that you leave the world better than you found it, like welcoming God into your life and striving to live your life according to his teachings. And some may seem smaller, like gathering together as a family regularly to celebrate the holidays. And some of them may be hard for you to understand right now, like honoring the memories of the generations that came before you, both people you've met, like Nana and Papa, like Uncle Joe and Uncle Paul and their families, and Uncle David and Uncle Ronnie and Uncle Howard and their families, but also people who you will never meet, who pass these traditions and teachings down through the centuries in ways big and small, seen and unseen, to ensure that you would arrive at this day. Rosie, as I look at everyone that's gathered here to celebrate your bat mitzvah, I'm so thankful that you have such a loving family to look to for guidance, for wisdom, for a shoulder to cry on, and for a place to celebrate all of the wonderful things you're going to achieve in life. I told you when you were a little baby, and I've kept telling you up until this very day, that I will always
Help me.
and always
Love me.
right. And it makes me so happy to know that it's not only Mom and I who will always love you and always help you, but every person in this room. Mazel tov, you silly, wonderful, beautiful, special girl. We love you to the moon and back.
Thank you.
So now, Rosie, we're going to put this Torah in your arms, and we're going to recite the Shema, and you're going to walk around the sanctuary and let everybody be part of your Torah and what you're going to bring to us today.
Off you go.
Shema
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Lecha Adonai Hagedula, V'Hagevura, V'Tiferet, V'Hanetzach V'Hahod. Yichol Hashamayim U'Haaretz, Yichol Hashamayim U'Haaretz, Lecha Adonai Amalacham, Ani Nasi Lechol Rosh. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam Omed. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam Omed. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Ve'ha'erneinu b'toratecha v'dabek b'neinu b'mitzvotecha v'neheyachid levahavenu le'ahava u'yirah et shemecha ve'lo nivush le'olam v'ahid ve'lo nivush le'olam v'ahid ve'ha'erneinu b'toratecha v'dabek b'neinu b'mitzvotecha v'neheyachid levahavenu le'ahava u'yirah et shemecha hinei ma tovu manayim Pointer here.
she'v'nachim gam yachad hinei ma
That's
tovu
good. Now we're going to take
manayim
off the cover.
she'v'nachim gam yachad hinei ma number of beloved people we invite up to be part of this moment. Okay, so for our first aliyah,
There it
we're
is.
calling up
Vayikach
Paul
Abraham.
and Joseph,
Right, here we go.
Rosie's great uncles.
Okay, you're gonna do the spotting, right? So I'm just being encouraging?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and here, over on this side?
We got another uncle.
Rosie, show them
Oh,
where it
it's
starts.
under here.
It starts right.
And right here, let's.
Wait, where does it start?
There we go.
Sorry, I had it.
You did. It's in the middle of a line.
This is where it started. Okay, you guys want to touch your tallit there? You know it, I know you don't.
I know you know.
I know you know.
Baruch et Adonai HaBaruch.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBaruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim. V'natan lanu es torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayikach ha'eved asara gemalim migmalei Adonai vayelech b'chol tuv. Am I in the right spot? Oops. Sorry.
Hang on.
Sorry.
I can find them. I can start. It's right in the middle of the line.
Don't worry.
She got it.
Maybe I had it. I think you had it.
Oops.
Hang
That
on.
was my fault.
Okay, can I stand up on it?
Yeah.
Okay. We're looking for a little space
I know.
for Hazeh.
I,
Here it is.
There
Okay? All right.
Vayikach heaven.
All right, we're starting again. Vayikach.
Vayikach ha'eved asara gemalim migmalei Adonai vayelech v'chol tuv Adonai bi'ado vayakom vayelech el aram nacharim al ir nachor vayavrei chachmalim mechutz la'ir al be'er hamayim le'erev le'et seit hashavot Vayomar Adonai Elohei Adoni Avraham Hakrave na lefanai Hayom Ve'aseh chesed Im Adoni Avraham.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torat emes. V'chayei olam v'tapas v'cheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Same words, one spot.
Beautiful. Well done, uncles.
Okay, and now we call up your Uncle David for his aliyah.
Now we know where it is. Yeah.
Oh, you're not
Same starting words.
Okay, David. Okay. Around his spot.
Baruch et Adonai HaBaruch.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBaruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Abraham, Hine. Hine. You see Hine? V'chaya. I don't see it. Hine. Right here. Yep. Wait, can I start? Yep.
Hine anochi nitzav al ein hamayim uvnot anshe ha'ir yotzot lishov mayim v'chaya hanara asher omar elecha hatina chadich v'shteh v'amra sheteh v'gam gimalecha ashkeh ota hohachta lavdecha litzchak uva edak yasita chesed imadoni.
All right. Okay, David, touch her. All right, but he's right there. Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
If you leave the yard in
Okay, and now we call up Linda, Ashley, and Jake.
Okay.
Come on over.
All right. Here's the spot.
Right?
Baruch Adonai Barak.
Baruch Adonai Barak Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Barak Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bakabanu Mikol Hamid Banatan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayihu Teram Kila ledaber v'hine Rivka yotzei Asher Yulda liv Tuel ben Milka Eshet Nachor Achi Avraham V'chada al Shichma V'hanara Tovat Mare Me'od V'tula V'ish lo Yada V'teret ha'ina V'malei Kadavatal Vayarot ha'eved likrata vayomer hamnini na'amat ma'im mikadech.
Okay.
On the end.
On the end. All right.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'chayei Olam Natan B'tochtinu Baruch Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Now we call up Howard and Debbie, Shayna and Rena.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Ambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vatomer shetei Adoni vat maher vato red kada al yada vatashkehu vathal hashkoto vatomer gam lig malecha eshav ad im kilu lishto vatomer vatmaher hair vatar kada el hashoket vatarot od el haber lishov vatishav l'cholim alav V'ish mishta'ela macharish ladat hachitzliach Adonai darko imlo.
Okay, wait a minute. The middle.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yashar Kohen, Yashar Koach.
Looks good. You're here.
Okay, and now we call up your grandparents, Toby and Martin Sukanik. Baruch Adonai Hamborach. Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayhi kasher kilu hagmalim lishtot. Vayikach ha'ish nazem zachav. Veka mishkalo ushnei tzmidim al yadacha. Asara zachav mishkalam. Vayomer bat mi'at hagidi nali. Hayesh beitavich makom lanu lalin. Vomer elav. Bapituel Anochi Ben Milka Asher Yalda Lehenachor.
Okay, don't touch the spot. Don't hurt your arm.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. B'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And now we call your parents.
Get on Ganesha. I don't know. We don't know what Ganesha means, right? I can know.
It's a Yiddishization of Hanukkah.
You'll have to ask my parents. I looked it up. Oh. Get on Ganesha, right? We know now. I know what it means. Okay. All right. Here we go.
We're going to
Touch the spot.
scroll.
Right here.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vatomer elav Gam Teben Gam Yispo Rav Imanu Gam Makom Lalun. Vayikod ha'ish vayishtachu l'Adonai. Vayomer Baruch Adonai Elohei Adoni Avraham Asher lo azav chasto v'amito meim Adoni Anochi Baruch Nachani Adonai Achei Adoni.
Let her touch your Sorry.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
I'm going to stay here, you guys. You stay.
And now we call you, Rosie, to the Torah as a bat mitzvah. And now we even know the meaning of both of your names. So Rosie's first Hebrew name is Gittel, which means a good one, which you certainly are. And then Rabbi Bergson told us that Ganesha is for Chana. It's a Yiddishization of it.
Can't figure out how.
So no, Ganesha and Chana, I mean,
Okay,
of
fine.
course, they're exactly the same.
They're just grandmothers.
Okay.
Oh, really?
And so it's a beautiful memory. So now I'm going to make a big fancy sound of calling you, okay? Tamon, Tamon, Tamon habat mitzvah, Gittel Ganesha bat malka verid, habat mitzvah, hazaka.
Baruch et Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Batarot hanara bataged leveima kadvarim ha'ela urivka ach ushmo lavan vayarot lavan el ha'ish hahuta al ha'ayim vayahi kirot at hanezem ve'ed hatmidim al yedei achoto Uchshomo adire rivka achoto lemor kodiber elai haish v'chai vayavo el haish hine omed al hagmalim al ha'ayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah temet v'natan chaye olam natan b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Beautiful job. Please rise. Your little cousins.
Vezot haTorah asher samajeh lifnei bnei Yisrael api Adonai miyad Moshe. Vezot haTorah asher samajeh lifnei bnei Yisrael api Adonai miyad Moshe. Lai 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 lai. You may be seated. We turn to page 371 for the Mishaberach, the prayer of healing for those who need healing of mind and body and spirit. If you have a name that you wish to call, please call it out as I gesture around the congregation. Thank God everyone's well. At the top of 371. Mishaberach avotenu ve'imotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, ve'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, ve'Leah, hu yavarech et hacholim ahem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu yimalei rachamim alehem, lahachalimam ulurapotam, lahachazikam ve'yishlach lechem meheru refuah, refuah shalema min hashamayim, refuat hanefesh u'refuat haguf, hashta ba'agala uvizman kariv v'nomar amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We continue with singing that prayer on page 371.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misherach imotenu, makor habracha limotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Is it? No. Do you can put it back on the stand? Not yet. You can put it on the stand if you want to. That's all right. Okay. You thought Rosie was finished wowing you, but she's not, because she is now going to read from the prophets what is called the Haftarah, a portion from the books of the prophets that has a thematic connection to the Torah portion. And although I did not give you the page for the Torah portion, which I should have quite a while ago, you can find her Haftarah reading in your red Chumash, the Pentateuch, that has, you can find that on page 338. And I give the lectern back over to Rosie.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar bin v'im tovim v'ratza v'divrechem hanaemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'b'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. V'hamelech David zaken ba'bayamim v'chasuchu b'bgadim v'lo yicham lo v'yomru lo avadav yivakshu l'Adoni hamelech nara v'tula v'amda lifnei hamelech utilo sochenet v'shachva v'chekecha v'cham l'Adoni hamelech v'yivakshu nara yafa v'kol givu Yisrael v'yimtzeu at avishag hashu namit v'yaviu ota l'melech v'hanara yafa ad me'od v'ti l'melech sochenet v'char techu v'hamelech lo yada'a v'Adonia ben Hagi mitnaseh lemor ani emloch v'aslo rechav u'farshim v'hamishim ish ratziv lefanav v'lo atzavo uviv miyama lemor madua kacha asita v'gam hu tov toar me'od ve'oto yalda acharei Avshalom v'yayu devarav im Yoav ben Tzruya v'im Aviatar hakohen ve'azru acharei Adoniah v'tzadok hakohen u'bnayahu ben Yehoyada v'Natan hanavi v'shimi v'rei v'hagiburim asher leDavid lo hayu im Adoniyahu v'yizbach Adoniyahu sonu bakar umri im even hazochelet asher etel ein rogel v'yikra et kol anshe b'nei hamelech u'chol anshe Yehuda avdei hamelech ve'et Natan hanavi u'bnayahu ve'et hagiburim ve'et Shlomo achiv lo kara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Sor kol ha'olamim, Tzadik b'chol hadorot, Ha'el ha'ne'eman, Ha'omer ve'oseh, Hamdaber umkayem, Shekol devarav emet v'tzedek, Al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al hanavin bi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, Shenatatan lanu Adonai Eloheinu, Litushav v'limnucha, L'chavod u'tifaret, El hakol Adonai Eloheinu, Anachnu modim lach, Umevarchim otach, Yibarach shimcha, B'fi kol hai tamid le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh ha'shabbat.
Amen.
Wow, you're doing great. You can sit down for a minute. We're going to put the Torah away, so. I don't know if you noticed, but that was a whole different system of cantillation, and Rosie did a great job with that. Please turn to page 374 for returning the Torah to the Ark, and please rise.
It's Vayivim, Amachazikima, Betoho Befecha, Berushar, Derachema, Bechinoam, Bechol Timotecha, Shalom, Hashivenu Adonai, Elech Avenashuvah, Kadesh Yameinu Kekedem, Kadesh Yameinu Kekedem.
And let's see. Rosie is now going to give us her interpretation of the Torah part that she read.
Shabbat Shalom. My Torah portion is Chaye Sarah. It is about how Abraham's servant Eliezer went and found Rebekah to be a wife for Isaac to marry. I am focusing on Rebekah when she was at the well. She didn't only get water for Eliezer, but also his 10 camels. This may not sound like a lot, but just a single camel can drink 30 gallons of water in one sitting. This means Rebekah had to gather 300 gallons of water for the camels. It's a lot of work, and then she also helps a complete stranger. That just shows how kind she was. I too love animals and felt a connection when reading about Rebekah's choice. This is a significant part of my Torah portion because I believe Eliezer would not have chosen her if she didn't water his camels. He chose Rebekah because of her kindness and compassion towards animals. We know that being kind is important, and as God chose Abraham, who chose Eliezer as his servant, this teaches us that being kind is something to value in someone. We should always strive to be kind, not only to people, but to animals as well. I personally value kindness a lot. I try my hardest to be kind to my pets at home. I play with my dog often, and as well as my cats. My dad always reminds me that my dog is never as happy when he is wagging his tail waiting to come into my room. I also like to make sure my friends are treated fairly. My parents are really kind to me. Once they agreed the perfect dog for us was all the way in Kentucky, my father flew to pick him up, which was really good timing because right after he came home, everything shut down from COVID, and having the dog was really good for our family. I'm really grateful that my parents were so kind. My project was painting ceramic hearts from Hearts of Hope. Hearts of Hope is an organization that started after 9/11 to bring hope to people. I organized a painting party with my friends to spread awareness and to have lots of hearts to donate. Our work was to write kind words on the hearts. Once the hearts were painted, we packaged them up and sent them to Give Kids the World. Give Kids the World is an organization that allows kids with critical illnesses and their families to go to Disney World, SeaWorld, and other fun places in Florida, free of charge. Every day the kids are there, a different holiday is celebrated, and they receive a gift. I think that this is important because lots of kids especially need hope. The hearts we painted will be the gift on one of the days. I chose Give Kids the World as the organization to work with because I had so many good times at Disney with my family. I wanted to help other kids have an equally fun time. Many kids don't get the chance to go away often, especially kids with critical illnesses. They miss out on things everyday people do. I believe my project and this organization is all about kindness which gives people hope. Rebecca was all about kindness and generosity. I think these are some of the most important things we can do in life. I have learned many things about myself while completing this project. It was difficult, but doing it benefited me as well as other people. I have told my friends about this organization in hopes that we can continue painting hearts so we can donate again. In addition to being kind, one of the main things I've learned from becoming a bat mitzvah is that even if things are hard to do, it's worth it in the end. We have to work for things that are important to us. Doing hard things is important because we can learn from them. It is important to be open to learning and listening to other perspectives because we grow from them. And finally, this was a long process. I've had a lot of help and would like to thank everyone who was there for me. To get started, thank you, Mom and Dad. I would never be ready if it wasn't for you nagging me about practicing all the time. Thank you to Cantor for always listening to my complaining about practicing every day. Thank you. I'm proud to have the honor of being named a gold medal Olympic complainer. Thank you to Nana and Papa for always supporting me. Thank you to all my friends who helped me paint my hearts, and thank you to everyone else for helping and supporting me. In closing today, my prayer is that everyone stays healthy and happy. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Don't sit down yet. I'm going to talk to you. But shove over, because I want a microphone. Well, Rosie, in your Dvar Torah, you found a kinship with our matriarch Rebecca in that you both embody kindness to animals, but I see a lot of other similarities too. Rebecca took a bold step in leaving her home and family to become the female head of the new and growing Israelites. She took over the role of her mother-in-law Sarah. In a midrash, we're told that as long as Sarah lived, a cloud hung over her tent, and when she died, that cloud disappeared, but when Rebecca came, it returned. Rebecca was adventurous and curious, and it led her to a life of challenges and achievements. Rosie, one of the good things about getting up early on Sunday mornings last year was being your teacher, and you guys too out there. You are a leader of people, you know that, and a force for good. You're confident, you're caring, and you're a good friend. May these qualities lead you to a life of wonder, of accomplishments, of learning, love, and of good deeds. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Is this when we throw the candy?
Not yet.
No, okay.
You're hungry?
Okay.
Now we're going to bless Rosie in front of the open ark, and we ask for the congregation to rise.
Face the ark. How do you feel?
Fine.
Oh, you're
Better.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful to have you.
Just right here. Just right here.
You're not going to open the ark?
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'huneka.
May God's face shine upon you and be gracious unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha. Shalom, shalom.
May God's face be lifted up unto you, and may God grant you peace. Amen. Amen.
Amen, amen.
I just sit down next to Rabbi. I get to say nice things.
Well, you got a song. Cantor's going to sing something.
Rosie, when I was your age, I grew up in a synagogue. It was a wonderful synagogue. And the Rabbi Yehiel Orenstein was very progressive for his time. But the synagogue didn't allow women to read from the Torah. I was able to have the opportunity to read from the Haftarah, and I was able to lead part of the service. But that was the way it was. And it was a very powerful moment for me, and I remember it very well. But I never knew what my own Torah portion was because I just didn't learn it. So my Haftarah was actually the Kedusha prayer that we said today with Kadosh, 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 rising up 3 times. And now you live in a different time where I am grateful that women and men have the same educational opportunities and the same chance to read Torah, to read Haftorah, to study the Torah, to speak about it, because the voice you bring to it is important and meaningful, and we want to hear the way you think about things. I've really gotten to know you, and I remember, as Rabbi Bergson said, you're not only really kind to animals, but you're really very kind. And this summer there was something at camp, and it was a little bit of an injustice, and of course you spoke up, and that's just who you are. You're not going to stand idly by if you see wrongdoing in the world. It's not always easy to be that person. Sometimes that person is ahead of their time, not always appreciated, but at the end of the day, a person like you can sleep at night because you know you did the right thing. And I always want you to love that quality about yourself and to keep on doing the right thing. Now, of course, I want you and your classmates to stay here and to stay involved and to keep doing your special volunteer mitzvah projects, because they've all been outstanding. And if you want to learn more about Rosie's project, her family, and she did a poster. Is it here today? Where is it? In the lobby. There's a lot of beautiful artwork in the lobby, but your poster shines above them all, and I hope everyone will see it. And I really hope that you know that I appreciate how hard you work, and you gave me a compliment this week, but I feel the same way about it. So I've chosen a song called May You Live to See Your World Fulfilled. And Rosie, it is my deepest prayer that you do get that chance.
May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your destiny be our world still to come. May you trust in generations past and yet to be. May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your eyes shine with the light of holy words, and your face reflect the brightness of the heavens. May your lips ever speak wisdom, your fulfillment be in justice, even as you ever yearn to listen to the words of the Holy Ancient One of all. May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your destiny be for worlds still to come. May you trust in generations past and yet to be. May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your heart fill with intuition. May your words be filled with insight. May songs of praise be upon your tongue, your vision straight before you, even as you ever yearn to listen to the words of the Holy Ancient One of all. May you live to see your world. May you live to see your world. May you live to see your world fulfilled. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
And now we're getting closer to the time in which we're going to pass some stuff out. But at this time, we're going to call up the members of our congregation who have special gifts for Rosie. And we call up representative from the Sisterhood and the Men's Club and Jay Figas.
Jay, you're doing brotherhood also.
So I'm doing brotherhood as well?
You go to the mic.
You don't have mine microphone.
Hi.
Hi. Mazel tov. You did such a good job. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So I met Rosie, I can't believe it was actually 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, and your mom and I very quickly became good friends. Good friends. Really good friends. Like the kind of friends where you're having a bad day and you immediately reach out to that person. And kind of friends who have holidays together.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I have gotten to see you grow up a little bit. But my favorite times with you were actually carpooling. Because then I got to actually see you without your parents. And that's always kind of a special thing as a grown-up, to get to know a kid not with their grown-ups. And a lot of the descriptions that your parents had for you were the ones that I was thinking about. You know, you are so bright. We would have conversations about wide-ranging things, and you have a perspective that is uniquely yours, but also that is that is filled with that compassion that you have for all things, all people, all animals, and also a fine sense of justice and fairness. And so I loved having those conversations with you. You also have great taste in music, which I really appreciate, and didn't complain about mine. So I really appreciate that. And you're funny. All of these things are traits that are going to carry you so well into the future. But today I get to give you the sisterhood gift. This is a Shabbat service. So you have your Kiddush cup and your candle holders and a little dish, and it's very cute. And if you're anything like Lyra, it's going to end out in your closet. And it will probably not see the light of day until maybe you move into your dorm or you move into your first apartment. And because it's the sisterhood gift, I started thinking about sisterhood and what it means to be part of a sisterhood. And your mom understands that especially well. And I was thinking about the fact that she is this only girl with 3 brothers, and how does she get this finely attuned sense of sisterhood? And she has it because I see it when the way she talks about her friends from high school and the college friends, a lot about the college friends, and her friends here at MRT and in Little Silver. She's a good friend. And being a good friend beyond just, oh, she's that person I call. It's because she is a sister. And she's somebody that will always support and comfort and cheer on. And as you now get to become part of this fabulous sisterhood, I hope you know that all of that cheering and support, all of that is there for you, always, okay? And so when you pull these out in, maybe 20 years for that first apartment, I hope you remember that. Wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you have this whole crew of women at MRT who are thinking about you and cheering you on and will forever be there for you.
Thank you so much.
Karen, it was nice of you to match your outfit to Rosie.
I did that on purpose. We coordinated.
I gotta say, that was exceptional.
So Rosie, I think I'm here representing the Brotherhood and MRT Board of Trustees. I think our gift's in there too. I think there's a book in there as well. You did a wonderful job today. You should be very, very proud of yourself. And I was listening to something your mother said, which really struck a chord with me. She said, this is your place, and that you found your place.
So that's something that you and I have in common. I found my place here at MRT 50 years ago. So I was bar mitzvahed from this bima 44 years ago. And I continue to be active, and I continue to keep it as my place. So whatever you do in your life, always know that MRT is your place, and we'll always be here for you. So mazel tov and congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We'll sit again. That's in there.
So you're all taking this gift of sweetness, but you're not eating it.
These are not refreshments.
Okay, okay. You're just holding it, but a lot of it's chocolate, so don't hold it too closely. Okay, and then just keep it for when we tell you. So we're going to continue on page 586 with our Aleinu prayer. Please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, mate gedula liotzer breishi, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chilkenu kayem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, anachnu korim, u'mishachavim u'modim, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ עכשיו יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגובי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אינו emet makinu efesunato kakato betorato yenata hayom vehashevota elevavecha ki Adonai ruha Elohim bashamayim nimahal v'yaharetz mitahal
We're going to continue on page 595.
It is hard to sing of oneness when our world is not complete, when those who once brought wholeness to our life have gone, and naught but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us only what we were in company with those we loved. It cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become. Yet no one is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words, and what they did is part of what we have become. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives more fully, even in the shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world. In each one is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one, we affirm the worth of each one whose life, now ended, brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone, and every life finds purpose. On this Shabbat, we mark the Shiva of Burton Henry Kahn and Shloshim of Albert Tomlinson Chandler, and those who died at this time in years past: Benjamin Appio, Max Bodner, Louis Boxman, Nachman Bregman, Ian Brightman, Edie Cohan, Alan Fishman, Cynthia Ruth Fox, Bertha Friend, Robert Goodman, Dr. Hyman H. Graver, Johann Jochnowitz, Louis Kletter, Bertha Kreidel, Theodore Wilcox Leverett, Joan Manacher, Iris Orrock, Regina Sherman, Frank Singer, Anna Singer, Adrian Spiz, and Emma Tetnemner. We think of those loved ones and remember them. Are there any other names to be called for the yard sites today? We turn to page 598 for the recitation of Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalmad divarach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'zman kari v'yimru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mavarach la'alam ula'amei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dukudasha v'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechamata. Damiran v'alma v'yimaru amen. Yehei shalom rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen.
Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen.
You may be seated. Now we'll look at candy. What's going on? Candy? Okay.
Okay, Rosie, come on to the center. Okay? This can be your shield, okay? So when I say Mazel Tov, you're going to toss your gift of sweetness towards Rosie. You remember there are no professional athletic scouts here, okay? Nobody clocking your throw. And also, please aim for the bima, not for the back of the heads in front of you. Okay, so give me 1 second. All right?
Stand up.
Mazel Tov. All right? And now we invite all the kids. All the kids come up and get the candy. Come up and get the candy. Okay.
That was a lot more. That was a lot more.
One, Max, one. There's a lot of kids. It's so nice to see you.
I already got hit on my arm. Oh wait, this I got hit on my head. Hit my head. You guys are all.
There's a Snickers up here.
Hey Sophia, I'm here.
All right.
Now, we're going to go over to
Rosie, you're gonna come stand near me. Okay, hopefully you picked up a song on your way in called Zeh Bazeh. This was chosen by Rosie. It's one of our favorites. I love this song too. Okay? And so there's hand movements in this. You want to be close to somebody, and you want to make your hands go like this, and you tap, and then you go like this, then you go like this, and I'll put the words to it. It goes Zeh Bazeh Bazeh, Zeh Bazeh Bazeh, Zeh Bazeh Bazeh B'yachad. All right, you're going to be an expert. Here we go. and I love this song, but we apologize because you'll be singing it now the rest of the week, all right?
You're welcome, Mom.
And now we invite up Rosie's friends from religious school to join her and Rabbi Bergson over here on the bima.
Just motzi, not kiddush?
Yeah, just
Yeah, looks like that, Les. Okay. Yeah, just motes.
My goodness, you all showed up.
Come on up, keep going.
All the way around.
Okay, nice. Okay, Rosie?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
Eat up.
Shabbat shalom. Mazel tov.
Mia.
You're amazing.
It's so good.
Now.
It's so good. Thank you.